Hello friends, and welcome to Daddy Talks. So I've been remiss. I have a child and she's 7, and I haven't made a video for her. So this video is for you, Jessie. And I hope you will listen to it and enjoy it, and maybe you can watch it later and remember me, the daddy that you had in the past. So I want to talk to you about trust. It's one of the most important things you're going to learn about, and one of the most important things you do is gain trust with people. I want to tell you about it in the context of juggling. As you know, I like to juggle. So when you juggle, you establish trust with an audience, with a viewer. And the way you do that is like this. You start juggling, right? And right now I'm establishing trust with my viewer. And then I start doing some tricks. Maybe of differing complexities, difficulties, but I start amping up the difficulty, and now you're starting to trust me as a juggler. Well, what do I mean by that? You're trusting that I am not going to drop the ball, because that's what it's about for me in a performance, is to establish to you that I'm not going to drop the ball. I can continue juggling for as long as I want and do differing complexities of tricks. I can do whatever I want, and you will trust me as a result of me not dropping the ball. Okay? And the thing is, though, is eventually, when I'm juggling, I'm going to drop the ball. And when the ball drops, I've now violated your trust. And what happens now? Well, I have to pick the ball up, I have to stand up again, and of course I have to get back to juggling. But now we're in a different case. We're in a different situation. I'm now trying to establish trust with you again, but you've already seen me drop the ball. So in a lot of ways, I've now lost your trust and have to work even harder to get your trust back. Trust comes down to that in everyday life. Every relationship you make, every person you talk to, you are establishing trust with them. And when you violate their trust, it becomes very hard to get it back. And you can violate people's trusts in a lot of different ways. You can violate trust by lying. And when you lie, it's hard for me to trust you anymore. Or you can make a mistake and not follow through on something you said you were going to do. I could say, I'm going to do this really cool cross-handed trick, but then I do this. And now I've again violated your trust. And at that point, it gets really hard to get trust back. Establishing trust is already hard. You have to do a bunch of stuff, you have to deliver, you have to show cool things, and that eventually starts to establish that trust. But as soon as you drop the ball, now trust becomes much more difficult to get. And I hope, Jessie, that you'll think about that in your everyday life. Don't lie to people. Make commitments and follow through on them. And I want to dip real quick into honesty. Just honesty, because we talked lying, but honesty is incredibly important to establishing trust. When you violate honesty, when you lie, when you don't follow through, when you're not honest with the people you are interacting with, you cannot establish trust with them, because as soon as they figure out that you lied, right, and I've got some tricks that are kind of lies, right? I can make it look like I did a thing, but it was more a lie in a lot of ways, but that's a different kind of deception. I guess what I'm getting at is, you have to be honest to establish trust, and I hope you will work to establish trust. So, Jessie, I love you, and you're a pretty cool kid, and I hope you at home that may be watching this, I hope you have kids that you want to share this with, and I hope they will also focus on being honest and being trustworthy, because I think it's the most important thing that we can do as humans. I am Goblin. Thank you for joining me. You can follow me, like me, subscribe to me, whatever you'd like to do. I hope you'll come back and see me again soon.